The harbor lights of Marseille look sharper than I remember, like someone turned up the contrast on a memory I wasn't ready to replay. The all blue sits at the center of the marina, polished to a sterile gleam, stripped of the mess that made her ours. Ari once said boats are just mirrors for whoever owns them. Tonight, she's someone else's reflection, Delphine's, that magpie of women who collects everything that isn't nailed down, including people. The auction crowd glitters under floodlights. Champagne flutes clink. I keep my dive bag slung low and my name off every guest list. My pulse stutters when Ari appears at the far end of the pier wearing a white suit like an unspoken dare. She meets my eyes for a split second, cool, unreadable, but the same subtle lift of her right eyebrow that used to mean, trust me. You came back for her, she murmurs when we finally meet by the railing. No, I said, watching Aube Blue's mast sway against the evening. For what she owed us. We don't touch. We don't need to. The engine hum of nearby yachts fills the silence like a warning. I slip off my jacket and kneel by the edge of the dock. The water smells of diesel and salt. My fingers trace the hull's underside until I find the mechanical panel Delphine's team sealed after gutting my systems. One twist of my wrist, a spark from my modified dive torch, and the override begins to hum. Cold water rushes up my sleeves as I reconnect the power relay by hand. It's messy, electrical, intimate, like stitching up an old wound in the dark. When I resurface, Ari's holding out a towel she's stolen from a nearby crew basket. Her smirk is pure mischief. Still like to get your hands wet first, huh? I shake off the water. You still like to talk when it's dangerous. The navigation console flickers to life on the deck monitor, a soft blue glow spilling into the night. I spot something off immediately. The GPS chip is pinging a coordinate out near the Calanques, miles from the yacht's last logged route before seizure. That can't be right, I whisper. Ari leans in, her perfume sharp with orange peel and cedar. Maybe it's where Delphine keeps her real treasures. Or maybe it's bait. A horn blares from the marina office, 1930, half an hour until the auction begins. The sound rolls through the harbor like a countdown neither of us can stop. By the time the champagne corks start popping, Ari has become someone else entirely. She glides through the crowd with that slow, feline confidence I used to both adore and fear, flashing the bitters tag she conned from a distracted socialite. I'm upstairs in the security booth, half hidden behind a rack of humming servers. The air smells like burnt plastic and sea spray from the open window. I plug my drive into the Marinas feed, kill the cameras overlooking Slip 4. Feed's blind for 6 minutes, I whisper into the comm. Make it 5. Delphine just spotted the yacht's bow and she's smiling like a shark, Ari replies. The soft clock ticks louder in my head. 7 minutes to auction start. As I scan the digital guest manifests, something freezes me. My name, Camille Durant, listed on Delphine's private crew manifest, dated yesterday. I wasn't even in Marseille yesterday. Someone forged it, probably to pin the yacht's tampering on me. A chill runs through my chest. Ari? She's framing me. I'll handle Delphine, she says, and I can hear the smile in her voice. Just don't drown anyone this time. From the mezzanine window, I watch her approach Delphine,
Tall, impeccable in silver satin, the kind of woman who always made me feel underdressed even in a wetsuit. Ari leans close, brushing her wrist against Delphine's as if by accident, sliding the control tablet from her clutch with a magician's grace. But Delphine's eyes flick to Ari's shoulder tattoo, then past her, straight to the booth window where I stand. My pulse stops. She's seen my dive mark, the coral emblem I used to sign every hull I built. Security! She calls, voice slicing through the music. Alarms start flashing red. Ari shoves the tablet into her jacket and bolts. I rip the hard drive from the terminal, sparks jumping. Through the window, I see Ari running toward the pier, Delphine's guards on her heels. The auctioneer's microphone crackles. Ladies and gentlemen, bidding will begin in 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes to become ghosts again.
We hit the water seconds before the spotlights sweep the pier. It's a shock of ice through every nerve. I break the surface beside Ari, gasping. She's laughing, ragged, breathless, wild. You always pick the scenic route. Shut up and swim. We kick beneath the hull, our bodies caught in the current's cold drag. The bioluminescent plankton trail our hands like blue fire. When we finally wedge ourselves into the maintenance alcove under Obey Blue, it's quiet, but for our panting and the echo of sirens above. Ari opens the tablet she stole, water dripping down the screen. The GPS chip's signal blinks again, but this time it triangulates under the deck. Hidden storage bay, I mutter. She used our old ballast compartment. Inside the alcove, the console glows faintly. The yacht's AI still runs in lockdown mode. It says, biometric authorization required, something I'd forgotten I recorded years ago. Ari meets my eyes. Dual print, right? I nod. Both of us. Always. We press our palms together against the console's panel. The warmth of her hand jolts me harder than the electricity that hums through the surface. Lights ripple across the metal, unlocking layers of data. Art manifests, laundering accounts, even Delphine's digital signature. Proof she used our voyages to smuggle stolen art. Above us, searchlights dart across the water. The hull trembles as patrol boats close in. Ari grips my wrist. You could walk away, Camille. Take this data and run. And leave you to drown? Not this time. She looks at me with something between awe and apology. We always worked better when it was impossible. Then let's be brilliant. We triggered the ballast purge. Water erupts upward, scattering the patrol beams. The yacht tilts, forcing the patrols back. By the time they stabilize, the Obey Blue's emergency lights have already gone dark, her heart beating only for us again. Dawn unfurls slow and lavender across the sea. The blue slices through calm water, her sails ghost pale in the early light. My clothes hang damp and cold. Ari's hair glints with salt. We've gone silent for nearly an hour, both watching the coastline fade. Then the autopilot flicks on by itself, displaying a signature I wrote years ago. AriCam 01. I laugh, half a sob. You never deleted it? Couldn't, she said softly. Every time I tried, she wouldn't start. I cut the engines, letting us drift. The sea's hush feels like absolution. Ari fishes the GPS chip from her pocket, holds it up between her fingers. The coordinates, it wasn't an escape route, was it? No, I say, watching the sunrise. It's where Delphine hid her transfers. That chip makes you innocent again.
She stares at it for a long moment, then tosses it overboard. The chip flashes once, then sinks, a dying star swallowed by blue. You'd rather be free than proven right, I murmur. Maybe freedom is the proof. The soft hum of the sea fills the space where promises might have gone. I reach for the compass on the console, its needle trembling. Our hands steady it together. The cost is written in the horizon we'll never see the same way again. My license, her name. But for this fleeting balance between guilt and grace, it's worth everything. As Marseille melts into morning haze, the camera would hold just that image. 2 hands, salt slick and shaking, keeping the compass still as the light turns gold.